this is how it feels to talk in front of 100 people. It feels impressive. But our life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. And if I dare to speak to you today, if I dare to speak in a language that is not my mother tongue, it's because I hope that my message will make an impact. That it will break beyond these walls, and that it will create a desire in all of us to pass it on. Because to make a change, we need to act together. But we can't be together if we are not fulfilled as individuals. I'm Natael, and someone told me once that I was unique. And that was the most beautiful compliment that I received. Because that's when I realized that we don't have to be extraordinary to be unique. And at that moment, I knew that I felt empowered. In this society, it is not easy to be the ordinary version of yourself. Do you see what I mean? Like, aren't you pushed every day to be more than what you are? And it starts quite early, in fact. As a child, we are asked what do we want to do in the future, what kind of adults we want to be. And I've always found this question wrong, inappropriate. Asking to a kid what he wants to be in the future is wrong, because what truly matters is who they are at the present moment, in every moment that shapes our life. And let me ask you a question. What do we all have in common as human? We all have fears, emotions, and dreams. And when I was 15, one of my high school teachers used to tell me that we are old when we are more regrets than projects. And at that moment, I felt empowered, because I knew that projects will always outnumber my regrets. And I wrote these words. The distance between countries is only limited by our need for escape. The difference between people is defined by our will to learn from others. The greatness of our projects is simply a matter of the greatness of our ambition. All this to say that only we can set limits, differences, and barriers to our projects. So I wanted to get to know myself better. And how can we truly open to others if we don't know ourselves first? So I decided to travel and to open to the world, to answer all these questions that were fueled by my boundless curiosity as vast as this world. One of the most beautiful experiences of my student life was my Erasmus exchange. I knew that I would meet young people from all over the world. And I knew that I should be ready to connect with them. So I decided to go there by bike, going from France to Germany with my bicycle was quite crazy. And I had time, trust me, to reflect on myself during 9 days across the Alps. And when I arrived in Germany, I was ready to share unique experiences with people from all over the world. And I think I understood quite quickly what kind of person I wanted to be every day for the rest of my life. I want to be an advocate for a better world that enables individuals to connect and make a change. But how to become that person? How to become a change maker? How many of us in this room wants to change the world? Please tell me I'm not the only one here. Okay, I didn't ask to raise your hand, but that's very helpful. And so you're lucky, because I will share with you 4 steps to become a change maker. So the first step is to dare, even at the risk of failures. We are all capable of achieving incredible things when we dare. And there will always be people around you to tell us that this is crazy and that you won't make it. Take the leap into the unknown. Trust yourself. To fail is a learning experience. When I decided to go by bike to Germany, I didn't have the best gear. I didn't have, for sure, the lightest bag, and nor the strongest legs. But I had the most important thing, the audacity to go for it. The second step of becoming a change maker is to open yourself to the world to find inspiration and dreams. Inspiration is all around us, in every encounters that shapes our life. We must connect, listen. When I was in Erasmus, I was in the train with a group of international friends. And we were talking about this crazy word between unique people. And as you can guess, we were talking about food. And I explained to my Italian friends, how do I make the carbonara sauce in France? With fresh cream, crème fraîche. And I still remember my friends, they almost had a heart attack. They told me that the way I'm preparing the carbonara was wrong. And then it was all my international cooking skills that I started to doubt about it. What about my guacamole and my sushi or my couscous? And then it was a big issue, as you can see. And I need to find a solution. And as I was in Erasmus with the best and the most accessible international community, the solution was simple. Invite people at your table to share their cooking skills. So I created a Facebook group, Cooking Club Erasmus Augsburg, it was in Germany, and people from all over the world came to my residence to share their grandmother's recipes, because of course grandmothers are the best in cooking, especially Italian ones. And so it was magical. And trust me, food can build bridges. Then the third step is to fight for your ideas, of course. When I came back from Erasmus, I had grown. I had changed. And I was convinced that the diversity of unique people makes our world a better place. That I couldn't believe people around me otherwise. And so I decided to create the Foreigners Association Chambéry in Chambéry to connect international and locals. And that was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And what I loved the most about welcoming foreigners in my hometown is to see them marvel at things that seem ordinary to me. And I think that's the best lesson of this experience, because we tend to forget how extraordinary things are when we see them every day. And then the final step of becoming a change maker is to open yourself and share. When you have dared and learned from your failures, when you have found inspiration, and when you have started to fight for your idea, that's when, at that moment, that's when you have the most impact. And at that moment, we must share. I like to use the image of a fruit tree to explain my vision of the connection that unites us all and enables us to change the world. You all see a fruit tree? It's okay? Okay, let's go for it then. When we thrive, we are like a fruit tree full of fruit. We've had sunlight, water, and a whole process that allows us to give fruit. These fruits grow to nourish the ecosystem around us, but if no one picks them, they fall and rot. Sometimes a fruit tree struggles to give fruit. In those moments, it needs sunlight, water, and support to start producing again so it can share once more. If you can't give, don't be afraid to take from the fruit tree around you. And if you can give, then share. So that one day, when your own tree is bare, there will be other trees around you to help. You can all have or support meaningful projects in your daily life. Being a change maker is accessible. Surround yourself with suns, rivers, and fruit trees. Become, in turn, fruit trees capable of giving so that new fruits can grow around you. And wherever you go, wherever you can, please act and dream for a better world. And let's dare together to be change makers. Thank you very much.